We had an injury this morning. Toye Adawan went down on the field, and we got some great news back that everything looks good. In fact, he's going to be released here a little bit this afternoon. But obviously, anytime one of your guys goes down, it's a distraction, as it should be. And we made it through the first part of practice, and I know everybody's thoughts were with Toye. And then when I received the good news from Bob Waller, who's at the hospital, I just called them all up and told them that. And we just grabbed the hand and prayed in our own way and said, man, we dodged a bullet there. So that's what that was.
Coach, with the secondary, do you consider Cranston Jones kind of the anchor with the experience that he has, the guys back there?
Yeah, you look at it, there's still a lot of young guys back there. There's a lot of returning guys. Cranston is the veteran. He's seen it all. He's seen the good, he's seen the bad, he's seen the ugly. And there's no substitute for that kind of experience. So, and I think the best thing is Cranston has some young guys that are really challenging him and really making him better. But yeah, we count on Cranston for a lot of things. He's been voted leader of that unit by his peers. So he's on the leadership committee that I meet with. They go over a lot of different issues surrounding Lobo football. So, it's hard to imagine, but Cranston is now going into a fourth-year senior. Seems like just yesterday I made that call to him, and I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, the night before the signing date. And I said, go in and wake your mom up, apologize for me, but you have a scholarship at the University of New Mexico. And he took it, and that's the best thing that ever happened for us. He's been a great young man for us in this program.
Coach, talking about the secondary, what about Jake Rothschilder? What you say?
Yeah, Jake's a walk-on football player that's headed in the direction to be a scholarship football player. He's doesn't waste a step. He's smart. He's tough. He's talented. There's certainly a role for Jake on this team. He's the nickel. He's fighting for playing time at nickel. He's also a safety, backup safety. We're very fortunate to have Jake Rothschilder here. He has a twin brother that he played with in junior college. He went to Nevada and then left Nevada. Jake came to New Mexico, and I'm so appreciative. His dad is they got a heck of a family, and they've sacrificed a lot for him to be here.
Coach, could you talk about having Tyler back for another year?
Tyler is a guy that's graduated. In fact, he's in Green Bay right now with the Packers. Tyler Duncan.
No,
You said Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Donnie Duncan?
Donnie, yeah.
It's okay, yeah. Donnie Duncan's another guy that's experienced an awful lot of things. He too has seen the good and the bad. When I first came here, he was a wide receiver. He decided to leave before we really ever played a game. And went off to junior college. First game in junior college, he suffered a significant knee injury. I called him and said, listen, you've got a place. I know you're not going to be recruited. I know you're not going to have any scholarship offers now. You've got a place to come back here to UNM, whether you play football or not. And Donnie took me up on that and came back. I still think back to the last series against Wyoming last year. He's in there about 4 straight plays, and they went at number 21 on about 3 straight plays. Donnie's in a position to be a starter for us. And, I just love the fact that he's kind of lived in some ways the hard life and the hard lessons as far as football, and I think he's in a position to show some productivity this year.
Like that made him appreciate the game more?
I think it did. I think it certainly made him appreciate the game more. And another example of a guy like that is Sam Abani, someone that had something taken away from him that has come back and just responded unbelievably well. Some of those lessons you can talk about and you can kind of theorize about or philosophize about. Some of those real life lessons you got to learn the hard way. And I look at Donnie Duncan that's learned the lessons the hard way.
Did Pat Reed kind of get it go wrong a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the extent is, but that's exactly what happened. He kind of collided with Lee Crosby. Their helmets collided.
Flip side, I guess, Santos and Lane Hart are back.
Yeah, really, we've yesterday we've had a couple hamstrings. I.B. Brown's had a hamstring. He did some things yesterday full speed. So that looks good. We're working him back and trying to be really smart. Austin Ocasio has a hamstring. He did some full things yesterday, working him back. You just don't want to take a step back. Then Delane Hart has the knee. He's been cleared to go. Again, we kind of have a pitch count on those guys. So we've got some guys that have some things, but they look like they're progressing. And I just don't want to take a step back. And you guys know that's the biggest thing. We want to do some things tomorrow in the stadium. Maybe get some scrimmage snaps, and then Saturday night we want to scrimmage. It's the balancing act of how much work that we dramatically need compared to when do we start, breaking down. And so far, so good.
Coach, I didn't hear you said Toye had a collision.
Toye just, there was a collision here early in practice. We'll leave it at that. No, we'll just leave it at that. I think he's going to be fine. Okay? All right, man?
Great.
Yeah,
one
sorry,
more
God,
question
man.
about the walk-on trials and stuff like that. I always talked about making that a big part of the program, and then, you have the numbers now, and you're starting to see that.
Yeah, it's been good for us. Obviously, we've had several players from the walk-on program that have been significant contributors. I look at, obviously, Reese White and David Anaya. They're the poster childs. But Walsh, Michael Walsh is going to be a guy who plays a lot of football for us this year. As we mentioned Ross Schiller, some different guys. You may have noticed after practice I kept about 7 new guys out. And those are the new walk-ons. Those are the new guys that just basically got here. And then all of a sudden they're wearing that Lobo jersey. And I said, you know what, starting today when you go to class, you're representing us just like a guy that's been here 3 or 4 years. Because obviously their GPA counts towards our team GPA, how they conduct themselves off the field, is part of our team. And I meant that as a positive. But we had 6 or 7 new walk-ons today that were out here and dressed for the first time.